So how do I conclude this? So just let me tell you a very silly incident. When I came here less than 5 years ago, Miguel said to me, Vivek, why don't you organize the CRG Symposium? And we didn't really have that much time. So instead of writing letters, emails to potential speakers, I just picked up the phone and called a few people. And among the people I called, one of them was Harvey Lodish. Many of you probably know him very well. So when I suggested to Harvey that, I'm trying to organize a symposium in Barcelona at the CRG, and he said to me, so why are you organizing a trafficking symposium in Barcelona, and what is the CRG? So this is about 4 years ago. I'm not saying that others had a similar lack of knowledge or information, but I think in the last 4 years, we can state with confidence that we don't need to explain to anyone in the world what the CRG is. Everyone knows it. Well, some might think it's the Center for the Research on the Golgi Apparatus, but that's a different story altogether. I think we are there. In the last 10 years, and I've been here less than 5, I said, Miguel and Luis and many others, Juan's name has been mentioned many times, Fatima, Raul, and a few others, they worked really hard to get this place to be what it is. And the question is now, if we take all the experimental data and we write a paper, and I was just thinking about it when Randy was describing his new journal, and we write a paper, the role of the CRG in science, education, and technology, as if it were a process, and send it to Randy to see if he would accept it. I think Randy would not reject it outright. He would say, yeah, this is a good story. We should review it at least. And he would send it to he could send it to me because I'm also on the reviewing committee, but he would not do that because that's unethical. And we've already had one such issue where I was sent to review his paper. So what would happen? Randy will send it to, I don't know, Tom, Scheller, and the hardcore, extremely critical scientists who've been at it for much longer than us. And we'll get very positive comments. I think we'll get very positive comments. But they would also be clear marks, things we need to improve to make this manuscript suitable for publication. And I think my feeling is that we would be able to address not all, but most of the issues. And that's what you do when you get a paper. You don't address everything. Some you just rewrite the text. And if you can do the experiments, you do it. But here's a serious issue. In order to do the experiment, we are going to need time, and we're going to need money. Now, money is a problem. In this country, money is a problem. And I think Richard was going to mention this in his talk, but he decided not to for whatever reason. You would be surprised to know that Genentech is not selling anti-cancer medicines to Spain because Spain owes Genentech close to $1 billion. Okay, so this is for all the politicians, if they are on the other side and then they can hear it, I think they should pay attention. So if you terminate the funding and we cannot do the experiments, then you were saying, Angus was saying he'd like to come back in 10 years. We would like to be here in 10 years and be doing better. For that, we need all the help, financial, and we need the help from within our own facilities and the institute. And I think it may very well be that in order to survive these next 3-4 years, we might have to trim because we can't run the show the way we were running 2 years ago, perhaps. Changes will have to be made. And the question is, when the paper finally comes out, how would it read? I think it read very well in terms of science. Some of our colleagues produce absolutely outstanding science. There's no doubt about it. We also educate and produce very talented people. You've heard from just a handful of our alumni. And of course, Julia and I had 2 very big fights in 4 years she was in my lab, but you haven't been married long enough. 4 years, 2 fights is not so bad. So I think we will do very well. We will educate, and I think it's the onus is on us to produce absolutely outstanding students and postdocs. And younger scientists. I mean, we produce people like Raul, Raul is outstanding, but he is at another institute in Barcelona, and he will probably produce his own, he will have protégés that will go and permeate other institutes within this country and abroad. So I think the experiment worked. It's worked very well, as a matter of fact. The revisions will get done. The paper will be submitted in time, and I think it'll get accepted. With that, I thank all of you for coming here, and see you in 10 years. But please come and visit us as often as you want, or you can. Thank you very much.